This is Jeff with the Valhalla Ventures, thevalhallaventures.com, reiguideservice.com, reiguideservice.com. How you doing today? Good, excellent. So, wanted to talk real quick. That's probably loud. Sorry about that. Wanted to talk real quick about building standards. So, I think that it's important to keep in mind that not all things are built the same. I think that now, probably more than ever, you need to really keep an eye out on what it is that you're buying. Obviously, different years have different positives and negatives about them, depending on the year that your structure is built. If you're doing rehab, repositioning, remodeling, restructuring, whatever it is that you're doing on an older structure, that's fine. But when it comes to new construction, especially, there's so many techniques and so many different materials that can be used that will give you a variant at different prices. And making sure that you know what it is that you're getting, even on a remodel, rehab, repositioning. You know, if you're going to have someone come in and do a whole new facade on a commercial building for you, or on a multifamily, if you're doing a stucco type finish on it, and you get a bunch of bids for that, you need to make sure that the stucco bids that you're getting are apples to apples bids, right, across the board, or at least know the difference, what the cost difference is, so that you know. And one of the ways that you can do that, and how I suggest everybody, I apologize for the adjustments there, what I suggest everybody doing is, it's a little bit more work. I've said it before, but it's very important, and I think that it's so beneficial that there's just no end to its benefit. And that is, if you will take the time for whatever it is that you need done, say you need stucco, take 20 minutes and just do a real quick search of what it is that it takes to properly do a stucco job. You know, scratch coat, finish coat, all that kind of stuff. So you need to know what those steps are, so that then what you can do is you can write up a work proposal. That work proposal goes out to all those different trades. And even if you're going to use a GC, making sure that they break down the work proposals for you, including what all those things are going to be. They're going to do a scratch coat, finish coat, they're going to do painting, they're going to do whatever it is that they're doing. It needs to be listed there in detail. And that way you're making sure that you're not just getting a quality end product that looks good at first, but you're aware of what it is that you're getting. And I'll just be real honest with you. It depends on what your plans are for something. You know, if you're going to own something for the next 50 years until you go and pass it on to someone else, then you want to spend that money up front to make that investment last longer. Obviously, you know, metal roofs, fiber cement board siding, which is basically like Hardy plank, but Hardy is a brand name. Fiber cement siding is 50-year warranty. So I mean, there's like those two things right there in itself. That's your roof, that's your outer envelope. Those two things can be 50-year warranties pretty easily, but they're expensive. So you have to really balance that for, are you going to get that return on investment? You know, so if you have a beach house, and I see a lot of beach houses with vinyl siding, with all the hurricanes and everything that's going on, vinyl siding just rips all off. Like, you put vinyl siding up, it's not really doing a whole lot during a hurricane except end up in your neighbor's yard. So is that going to be a rental? Is that going to be your own property? Is that going to be something that you say, well, hey, I can't afford it right now. This is 50% of the cost. I'm going to pay the 50% of the cost, and then plan for when it needs to be replaced in 10 years, that I'm actually going to do the more expensive repair at that point. Now, just keep in mind, in 10 years, that price is going to increase exponentially. Pricing is just constantly going up. I keep waiting for it to come back down on some things. And there just always seems to be another reason for that price to increase. You know, roofing, I think, was like $85 a square when I started, and it's like well over $200 now a square for the same thing. So, I mean, pricing definitely goes up. Material cost, labor cost. You know, really the only variable there for me is that I have found that hiring the professionals that look like they're charging a little bit more, if you really dig into the details, A lot of times their costs overall, because of timing, because of warranty, because of guarantees on timing being done by this date with penalties if they're not done. That kind of stuff really makes it super, super, super beneficial whenever you're actually doing the job. And it makes it so that you, as the person in control of a project, can be more in the time frame of spending time, functioning. Because you don't want to be down in the pit. There's a lot of these different things that I see, like inspirational, like, a boss isn't up here whipping his people up in the front. His boss is down in the front also. But it's a little more complicated than that, right? Because when you're working on these big giant projects, you can't be down in the pits working. The analogy would be like if you have an army going through the forest. You can't be in the forest to really know what is going on. It's better for you to be, in an elevated position above everyone, so you can see what's going on, so you can yell left, right, forward, great job, guys. But you need to know what's going on. You don't have to be, it's not one or the other. You need to find that balance of having the knowledge, so that, tree analogy again, having that knowledge that you can't have guys swinging an axe for 2 hours straight. They'll just be worn out. Having that knowledge because you've actually gone down there and done it is completely different than somebody tells you. Because if you've gone down there and swung an axe for 3 hours and you know that you just can't do anything for the rest of the day after that, then you know that you're a lot less likely to encourage the people down in the field to be swinging axes for 4 hours, because you know it's physically not possible. And that's the kind of knowledge that you gain in time. And you don't have to be down in the pit to gain that knowledge necessary. You don't have to be doing electrical to know about electrical. You don't have to do siding to know about siding. You don't have to do roofing to know roofing. But what you do have to do is you do have to educate yourself, because if you want to work with these professionals, if you want to work with these trades, you have to treat them with the respect that they deserve, because they do deserve respect. They deserve respect for all of the things that you wish you knew, that you're going to have to now go out and educate yourself on. These guys already know. Now, there's guys that do and there's guys that don't. And the reason you may have problems having respect for trades is because trades have a hard time keeping up a good reputation of knowing what they're doing, and everybody always wants to blame the trades. But the reality is that the only way you get taken advantage of by a trade is if you don't know what you're doing. Because if you know what you're doing, then the trade can't take advantage of you. If you don't know what you're doing, then the trade can take advantage of you. So the responsibility falls back onto you, because if you're going to be an investor, then you have that liability, because the banks and your partners and your family and your friends, they'll believe you that this trade took advantage of you, right? But they'll ultimately know why. Everybody will know why. You'll know why. And if you don't fix that problem, you'll continue to have that same issue again and again, because you'll believe whatever people are telling you. You won't know how to differentiate between an expert and someone who just showed up to try to, do their best. Maybe they're not necessarily there to take advantage of you. They might be there to try to learn via your project. And if you know that and you're okay with it, and you can, take the extra steps to supervise, then great, that's awesome. But knowing that allows you to be in a position where you can be successful. Anyway, that's really it. That's my mini rant for the day. I just wanted to touch base real quick. I know this is horrible quality. It's on my phone, one light. So I apologize for my video quality going down, but you know what? It was quick. It was easy. I wanted to get this out of the way real fast. Enjoy my shadow background. I'll learn how to do shadow puppets for one of these in the future, so that I can be more entertaining. Anyway, be blessed, bless others, and don't forget to have a beautiful day. And don't get too stressed out. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at thevalhallaventures.com or reguideservice.com, R-E-I-G-U-I-D-I. Oh, geez, I mess up one time every time. R-E-I-G-U-I-D-E. I forget it. It's reguideservice.com. You know what it is. I can't say it fast. I say it fast once and then I'm done. Have a great day. Enjoy yourself and educate yourself. It's really not that difficult, Don't binge watch Netflix and binge watch some, real construction, not HGTV stuff, not entertainment stuff. There's a lot of great there's a lot of great product installation videos that manufacturer's installation guide type videos. So like roofing, siding. A lot of these companies will put out videos that are for trades that are doing the work and using the product and whatnot. And a lot of them will even put out stuff for consumers because they know that there's consumers that are do-it-yourselfers because of all these different people and channels and things encouraging people to be do-it-yourselfers, which is great. I love do-it-yourselfers. If you ever have any questions, like I say, even about a do-it-yourself project, if it's something you should tackle, that's the kind of things that I do. I answer those kind of questions. I like people to be successful, not necessarily so that I can profit off of them in a financial way, but so that I can profit off the fact that it feels good to be successful in this business and to help other people be successful and to flex my knowledge muscles a little bit, right? Like you're not going to see me with a low-cut top on anytime soon, but I will be a little more revealing in what it is that I know. Sorry about that. Please subscribe anyway, even though I did that, or follow, or whatever it is you're supposed to do. These are getting awkward.